Hello students, I hope you are home and you are safe. Very soon the cup will be over and all of us will be back to school. But before that time will materialize, let us make use of what we have in order for our academic term to continue. I am Mrs. Ogwebu O.N. I'm going to be your English teacher for Ss2. Before we continue, we will first of all ask ourselves, what are we going to achieve for this lesson by the end of it? By the end of the lesson, the student should be able to make correct sentences using different sentence types. Identify different types of sentences in a given passage. Use correct sentences both in written and spoken form. Then we ask ourselves, what is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words which expresses an idea fully. Before a group of words can be referred as a sentence, it must make a complete meaning. That must be a complete thought. A sentence is the expression of a complete thought in speech or writing. We can speak, we can write a sentence. A sentence should begin with a capital letter and end with a full stop, question mark, and explanation mark, as a case may be. A sentence can never be complete if by the end of it you do not put full stop, if it is a statement. If it is a question, it must end up with question mark. If it is exclamation, it must end up with exclamation mark. There are three general points applicable to any English sentence. A. Sentences are constructed according to the system of rules. You cannot just gather words together and jam them together and they form sentences or sentence. No, there must be a guiding rules. Sentences are the largest construction to which the rules of grammar apply. The formation of larger units such as paragraphs, passages, begins with the sentence. An English adage says that a million steps must start with a step, or a million journey miles will start with a step. Likewise, this one, even if you are writing a book, you must start with a sentence. That shows you how important sentence or sentences are. Sentences are constructions which should make sense, unlike phrases. There must be a complete meaning or sense in a sentence. It must give a complete thought before it will be referred as a sentence. If not, it can be a phrase. Then let us look at the example. The tall woman under the tree is my beautiful grandmother. You will find out that there is a unit of thought in this statement or sentence. There is also a rule of grammar in this sentence. There is subject, there is predicate before a sentence will be referred as a complete sentence. Then let us look at the sentence types. One, we have simple sentences. What is a simple sentence? A simple sentence is an expression of a single thought or idea. That is, a simple sentence expresses just one idea. A simple sentence sometimes contains a subject and a verb. And at other times, a simple sentence contains a subject, verb, and object, and that is referred as the predicate. For example, Judith is reading. In this simple sentence, we have subject and predicate. Judith is the doer of this action, which is the subject, which is the predicate. So Judith is referred as the doer, which is the subject, and the predicate, the verb action. B, the boy ate the rice. It is a simple sentence, but it did not take this rule. The boy ate the rice. Here we have subject, verb, object. Then we have Uncle John will buy us some gifts. In Uncle John will buy us some gifts, we have subject, verb, indirect object, and direct object. You remember that indirect object always comes before the direct object. D, that building is a school. This one takes another form, but it is still a simple sentence. That building is the subject. Is the verb. A school is the subject complement. What is the subject complement? The subject complement completes the information we need about the subject. The building is the same thing as a school. 2. Compound sentences. Compound sentence is usually formed by combining two simple sentences or two independent clauses by a coordinating conjunction. A coordinating conjunction can be represented by the following acronyms. Fine boys. For, and, none, but, all, yet, and so. So, this coordinating conjunction will help you to identify the compound sentences. A coordinating conjunctions are used to differentiate the compound sentences from the complex sentences. Then we go to complex sentences. A complex sentence contains a main clause and one or more subordinate clauses joined by subordinating conjunctions, such as if, until, because, unless, although, though, since, when, that, who, and so on. We have a lot of subordinating conjunctions. For example, that is the girl who made distinction in her SSCE. 2. The boy kicked the ball and began to cry because he couldn't find the ball. In sentence A, we have two clauses. In sentence B, we have 3 clauses. Then we now go to compound complex sentences. This is made up of 2 or more main clauses and at least 1 subordinate clause. For example, the work stopped when it rained, but the tools are kept handy. Here we have 3 clauses. We have the work stopped, main clause, but the tools are kept handy, another main clause. Then we have when it rains as the subordinate clause. on the queue for hours, waiting for fuel, but I was told that the fuel had finished when it was getting to my turn. Here we have about 4 clauses that formed these compound complex sentences. Okay, before we call it a day, let us go through the following exercises, and the remaining ones you will do it as assignments and submit. Identify the types of sentences in the following. 1. He worked hard, yet he failed. 2. I saw the boy in his uniform riding a bicycle. 3. John came in the morning and told us that he was successful in the examination, although his score was very low. 4. We saw the new car which he bought. 5. The woman was clapping her hands and her children were dancing because they were happy. So let's go through the exercises together. 1. He worked hard, yet he failed. What type of sentence is number 1? You can agree with me that the sentence is a compound sentence. It has the first sentence as a simple sentence and the second simple sentence. 2. I saw the boy in his uniform riding a bicycle. What type of sentence is that? You can as well agree with me that the sentence is a simple sentence. It shows that it is not question of length that makes up a sentence. It is the question of the unit of thought. So you can say that question 2 is longer than question 1, but question 2 is a simple sentence while question 1 is a compound sentence. Okay, I will leave you to do question 3 to 5 and then submit to the email address given to you. Class, we have come to the end of today's lesson. Remember, stay home, stay safe. Coronavirus is real.